Excuse me. What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this. Whew. Getting over a little cold here. Happy Sunday, guys. Welcome. Roberto, what's going on, brother? Or Rosales. I don't know if I said your first name incorrectly, bro. I'm sorry. Khalil, what's going on, bro? Ricky in the house. Biggest bull I know. What's going on? The biggest bull I know right now. Mr. Ricky. You missed yesterday's long. I hear you, bro. I closed. I've been doing both long and shorting. I haven't been holding my shorts for too long. When we come down, as of late, when we've been coming down, dropping onto this trend, I've been selling off or closing the positions. Yesterday, I freaking missed. I closed my short, right? I think this was yesterday when we dropped down to about 101.5. If this was yesterday, the day before. But I freaking closed my short, and I meant to open up a long, and I hesitated, walked away, came back 30 minutes, and we already were back up. I was like, great. You opened a long on ETH for 50x. All right. Playing with fire there, I see. Be careful, bro. Yeah, I saw that. All the YouTubers are running with the there's a whale that basically opened up a long 2 days ago for about 200 million, and as of this morning he doubled his position. So the only thing I'll say about that, Ricky, is remember the last time something like this, remember we had somebody open up an enormous long. I think it was when we were in the 80,000s, and dude made money, but remember he opened up that long and dude shut it. He closed his position 2 days later, right? I think remember we were talking about he made $8 million in 2 days, and you were like, bro, that was a risky move for just $8 million. I was like, yeah, but he just made $8 million in 2 days. Right, so it is very bullish, right? But was he just waiting for this big move that we just saw? We don't know, right? We don't know necessarily, but I'm sure we'll find out. So right now, welcome, guys. Happy Sunday. Doing a nice little Sunday morning stream. We're probably going to continue to do a members only stream later on, and the reason why I want to do a stream later on as well is because if you guys have been living under a rock, you guys know that on Friday, after hours, we saw the S&P have a nice little sell-off. I'm going to pull up the S&P mini, or S&P futures, which is basically the mini. But we saw a little bit of a sell-off in the actual stock market after hours on Friday because of basically a company named Moody came out after hours and basically just said that the U.S. credit was basically being reduced as far as their credit score, potentially, I guess, going from a AAA to a AA. In a sense, it just kind of makes it look bad when people are buying bonds and betting off of our debt and stuff like that. It gets a little risky as far as these big companies. Markets usually don't like that. I don't know if it's going to be a big mover. You can see on the S&P, wasn't even that big of a mover, right? We were at around 57 or 59.79 as we closed, and you can see as of this was as of Friday night, because the even the futures closed during the weekends. It went down to about 59.40. I've heard mixed things here, and I want to talk about this just because right now markets are looking great, right? Crypto is looking absolutely fantastic. If we do see a big sell-off on Monday in regards to the stock market, that might end up just kind of pouring into the crypto space as well. So just wanted you guys to be prepared for that. They said last time 2009 is the last time we've had a bad credit score, right? The markets did retrace come that Monday down 3%, and it followed with, I believe, a 10% drop within the next 30 days. Not necessarily saying that's going to happen on this run. From what I'm hearing as well is at the time the market was going through a lot of other stuff. So this was just basically like a nail in the coffin on top of a lot of other economic stuff that was going on in the market. So I don't anticipate that being, that big of a move. If we do see something in the stock market, remember, I'm talking about stock market now. If we do see a reduction in the stock market as far as like maybe a few percent on Monday, it will affect crypto slightly. But the way things are going, guys, I think crypto is going to just really brush it off and be like, that's the stock market's problem. We're pumping over here. It's just too bullish. So as of late, like I mean literally in the last hour, Bitcoin has literally shot up, right? Yesterday we were having a little bit of a boring down day. We were down about 102.6, and you can see as of then, we've jumped up. If you come from this bottom to where we're at right now, Bitcoin's jumped up about 2.14%, and gaining basically from that 102.6 to where we're at right now about $2,200. So things look good right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie, things look fantastic. Beautiful, nice little, I don't know if you want to call this a bull flag that's played out. A lot of people in the Discord are calling for some kind of a all-time high this week. Could potentially happen. So looking at our other chart here, you can see a couple things. Well, there's a lot of things going on. We're still in this consolidation box as of now, right? And this basically is where we've been sitting since we've had this massive breakout in the last couple weeks. Top of this consolidation is going to be somewhere around that 105 area. And then the bottom obviously is going to be somewhere around the 102.3 area. We basically have stayed around that area as of now. Looking at this beautiful 4-hour God candle that we have right now makes you believe that we're probably going to break out of here, right? If you see, I have the VWAP right here on this breakout, and it's basically calling for some massive resistance somewhere around the 105.5 area if we do see some kind of a breakout. So remember, our local high for now for Bitcoin in the last few weeks is 105.7. So we've jumped up to these areas only to come back down. So we'll have to see how this plays out. You know, as far as is this it? Are we about to break to new all-time highs, or is this going to be more consolidation in the next, week that we're getting into, or whatever the case is? I don't see a lot of macro stuff popping up this week for us to be worried about. So I think the markets are going to naturally do what they're doing. And if that's the case, you guys know we've been pretty bullish for the last few weeks, right? So no Jerome Powell, no, CPI report, nothing. We just have basically smooth sailings for this week. We can see what naturally happens for Bitcoin for right now. Looking at the bubbles for today, a lot of alts are starting to break out. We have Brett up 19%, Fartcoin up about 8.5%, Jasmy up 8%, looking great. Jupiter 7%. I mean, down the road, Virtual 13%, Bunk, Whiff 8%, Doge 5%. So I mean, looks good. We did see the alts kind of retrace as of the last couple of days, but nothing to be too worried about, because you can see within a day we've already bounced on some of these alts, particularly Memecoin'S have bounced up 5, 10, 15% in literally just the last few hours. So looking at the weekly, you can kind of see what alts have been going through, right? Other than Pi, which I'm not really too focused on Pi. Pi's been like up and down. I think there's a lot of manipulation going on, sell pressure on that particular project. But across the board, you can see it's kind of a mixed bag. A lot of projects are actually getting into the green for the week as well. But you can see some of these projects were down 20, 30% in the last week. They're trying to rebound those losses that we've seen in the last, few days. So things are looking good. Fear and greed index. Remember, I was pointing this out last week. Nothing to be too alarmed about, but we were getting close to that extreme greed. We have throttled back slightly, which is a good thing, believe it or not. The fact that we're at Bitcoin's literally, excuse me, Bitcoin's literally hovering right below 105 right now, and our fear to greed, we're literally slightly into the greed. That means that we have a lot more room to run, right? When we start getting into that extreme greed is when I start really looking sideways at the market, and you start looking for exits, because this is when the market is getting overcooked usually, and we're either going to see some kind of a local blow off top, or we're going to see the top of the market, right? I mean, I've given my members, and really I've also mentioned during the stream what I think's happening for this year as far as this run and all this good stuff. I particularly think that we're in a little bit different times. A lot of people are calling for that same 4-year November top. I think that we're going to see it a little bit before November to make things easier. So market cap on a nice spike, 3.3 trillion as of now. Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance real quick and see what's going on here. Bitcoin dominance, actually, isn't that crazy, Ricky? You see that? Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin, like I said, hovering right below 105. Dominance is actually coming down slightly, right? Nothing, crazy, but you can see that a lot of people think that when Bitcoin's price is moving up, dominance has to move up with it, and that's not necessarily the case, because right now what we're seeing is Bitcoin is having a nice move, but we're also seeing the alts having even a bigger move as at the same time, and that right there is showing you that dominance is slightly coming down for right now. We still are so elevated in dominance. I mean, you can see we're at 63.4%. We have not been able to break below this 62%. We literally bounced right off of it. That's going to be a big spot that we need to come back to retest and hopefully break below. If you're holding the alts, that's going to basically give you that pump in the market. So, excuse me. Ricky said, I still feel the same about this guy. Very risky. Yeah, I mean, it is very. I wouldn't be surprised, brother, if it's the same freaking whale that did this. Like, what was that? I don't even remember when that happened. What was that, like maybe a few months back? And I mean, dude made money, right? But he was in and out. Everybody was talking about it, and I mean, within 48 hours, he jumped out of his position with a gain, right? With a gain. Rosala said 105. Did we hit 105? On mine, let me see. Let me pull up this other chart. It depends on what pair you have, or what you have to be careful. If you're on crypto.com right now, we're at 112. If you're on crypto.com, they're probably telling you that Bitcoin just broke freaking all-time highs. So be careful. So far, I have us at 104.9 is the highest. So we'll take your 105 though. We'll take your 105 and we'll run with it. Myro right now, our top gainer for DeFi. Real quick, hold the hell up. We have one like. Can you guys freaking hit the like button, please? Like, seriously, hit the like button. I'm up early. We're streaming. Come on. I wanted to get the stream out before you guys start your day. Hit the like button. Sheesh. All right, we're at 2. Good job. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are killing me here. Myro right now up 17%. Win actually killing it 10%. Is it the hat? I think it's the hat. There we go. 5 likes. Let's go. Keep hitting it. You guys, what do you guys think? Should take the hat off? I'm about to be by the pool, so I'm like, Casamigos. Like, I'm down here in Florida. What do you think? 6 likes. There we go. Keep it moving. Come on. If you guys think it's the hat, I'll drop it. Rocky, what's going on, bro? Said, let's go with Pepe. Hell yeah. We'll pull up Pepe's chart here. But looking at DeFi, like I said, Myro 16, Wins up 10, AI 16, Z's up about 10%. Arm Trust is up 10% right now. It's a little odd. That moves with gold. Fartcoin, $1.30, bro. Fartcoin is unstoppable. This probably the biggest mover that we've had in the last 6 months. As far as Memecoin'S, absolutely crazy. And I mean holding its gains, not just like a crazy run up, but literally running up and holding its gains at $1.3 billion market cap. Billy, where's Flip? Billy's up 7%. We have Turbo, where's Flip at 6%. Maniki kind of holding back right there at around 4%. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a cough, guys. Bear with me. But for the gist, it looks like yesterday we were all in the red on our watch list. I would say 90% now are in the green, flipped in the green. So we're looking pretty damn good today, guys. Looking pretty damn good. So let's jump into some articles real quick. Let's see here. So Trump's big, beautiful bill could push millions to crypto. So if Trump's bill is passed as it stands, it would introduce a 5% tax on, what is this? Remittance, affecting over 40 million people. Analysts, I know I didn't pronounce that word correctly, bear with me. Analysts warn that this could spur the use of alternative options such as crypto to ensure these funds reach their destination while avoiding the proposed tax. So the big beautiful bill, while cryptos, they're going to hit me with this word, remittance, while crypto's remittance use case has failed to gain traction, this may be about to change. The Republican priority bill, referred to as the big beautiful bill by President Donald Trump, proposes introducing a 5% tax and sent by non-U.S. citizens to their home country. Sent by non-U.S. citizens by their home countries. It's a little odd. I'm wondering if they're trying to tax, because like a lot of people, even if they're like citizens of America, right? They send a lot of money back home, right? I'm wondering if that's what he's trying to tax on. Let's see here. So this could affect over 40 million people in the U.S., excuse me, including recipients of various visa programs, who wire part of their income to support their families abroad. See what I'm saying? That is exactly what they're doing. They're trying to tax that. The measure has already faced rejections from countries like Mexico, which benefit greatly from the flow of funds from the U.S. Heavily criticized the bill and its effects, Mexico's President Claudia stated, remittances are the fruit of the efforts of those who, though their honest work, strengthened not only by Mexican economy, but also the United States, which is why we consider this measure to be abruptly and unjust. So basically what they're trying to do is a lot of people that are in the country that work, right? They send money back home. Well, the part of this bill that could possibly get passed is going to basically tax 5%. So when they send $100, $5, every $100, $5 of that's going to be basically taxed. What they're saying is that's not the crypto part. What they're saying is as you might see people actually moving over to crypto and sending transactions back home, getting around that 5% is what the article is basically saying. So imagine you have somebody back at home, let's just say Europe, right? You're in America, you got a high paying job, right? But you have family at home, basically, that maybe, they're like mom and dad or whatever the case is. So you're sending them money back right now. A lot of people use like Western Union and stuff like that, and it's costly, right? Western Union, they should be mad at them because they tax them like 10-15% just to send money, right? Well, people that know how to use crypto, right, like you and I, a mass majority of people across the world can use this crypto to actually basically buy Bitcoin or buy Solana, something like that, and send it to their family overseas instantly with very low fees, getting around that 5% tax that the administration is basically proposing, right? So they're thinking that if people catch on to that, this could boost crypto as well, and a lot of transactions and a lot of money flowing in and out of crypto, right? So could be a big thing. Another thing I wanted to cover, base chain transactions surge as DEX volume nears $400 billion milestone. This is big because I know on the channel we have a lot of people that are in Brett, right? Brett's the biggest meme coin that is on Base, and a lot of other meme coins have popped up that are decent sized meme coins that are on Base. Obviously, Base being the ecosystem for Coinbase, right, which is a layer 2 on Ethereum. And basically what it says right here, a lot of people are using Base right now, and I think Base is up and coming for sure. I mean, it's been coming, but it's definitely starting to make a big stand. So Base Chain, Coinbase's layer 2 blockchain network, launched in 2023, so still only 2 years old, is doing well. Its key metrics are jumping, and market share's growth continues. Nansen data shows that Base has solidified its position as the biggest player in the layer 2 industry. Its weekly transactions jumped by 27% to 65.9 million, much higher than Ethereum's 9.4 million. Base active addresses jumped by 42% in the last 7 days to 9.7 million, higher than Ethereum's 2.14 million. It has also taken other popular layer 2 networks like Arbitrum, Polygon, and Optimism. And this is what I was about to bring up, was that Arbitrum used to be the number 1 layer 2 for a while. And now Base has basically taken over that area, right? So you're seeing a lot of people using Base's ecosystem, just like using Solana's ecosystem, right? A lot of people are basically buying and selling, particularly meme coins that are on Base right now. So still killing it, up 42% in the last 7 days. That's crazy. Excuse me. So that's great. That is great. Let's jump in the charts real quick, because it looks like Bitcoin is actually coming up to a key level right here. Look at that, 104,960 as of now. Big spot for some resistance. You guys can see this is the top of this consolidation right here. Top of this consolidation as of now. we've bounced off of this area a few times, or I'm sorry, not bounced, but we've been rejected at this area a few times. You can see right here, right here, right here, and then now we literally are at the area right now looking like we want to break through. So looking good. Good morning, Flip. What's going on, brother? I know somebody was asking about Pepe. What's going on with Pepe? Nice little bounce. Nice little bounce on Pepe. Broke out of that trend. So it looks like Pepe had some good support. I believe that's the is that the point there? That's the 618, I believe. Yeah, 618. So you can see Pepe, nice support around the 618 area, and we're starting to get that bounce. So obviously 0.5 is going to be a big spot for resistance at around the 15.95 area. So look out for that. Rosales said Solana. Solana's breaking out. It was crazy as Solana. All these charts kind of look exactly the same, right? They all Pepe just looked exactly the same. Solana, maybe not on the 618, but Solana, same thing, right? We have a nice little trend breakout. Bounce off support level at a 167. Next big spot's going to be around this 186 area, which is going to be the 382. So nice. We want to see Solana break out. All right, we'll call this 105 for sure. Bitcoin at 105 right now. What's Ethereum at right now? Ethereum has support at around that 2460 area. Excuse me. You know what's crazy with Ethereum? No one was calling this out this past week, and I did. I said it was in a little bear flag, and you can see, look, it broke out of that bear flag like we kind of predicted, and you can see it did find support though right below out of that bear flag, right at the 2460 area. So doesn't look bad. It is at 2540 for right now. $105. Now it hit 105. So that means on crypto.com we're at like 160 right now. I'm just kidding. No lie though, we're probably at like 106 on crypto.com. They always inflate their numbers. And then but you go to sell and they're gonna sell your shit at like 104.9. Just a little, they just take a little bit off the top right there for you. You know, they got to eat, and then they're gonna charge you like 20% on fees on top of that. Let's reload this Twitter page, see if people are going crazy on Twitter. I know Crypto was like going straight ape shit earlier. So let's see here. So the current Bitcoin price, this is as 17 hours ago, mirroring the 2020 pre-parabolic run. You guys can see on here, this is the 2020 run. Excuse me. 2020 run here. I don't necessarily agree with the 2020 run. I think we already saw the 2020 run. Holy shit, Bitcoin just jumped up to 105 too. Holy hell. Look where it hit its head so far. That VWAP, boy. That VWAP. If you're wondering, VWAP, we've gone over this on the members only stream. A VWAP is basically, it takes in trend levels, it takes in volume, and it also takes in moving averages, and it basically all warps them together. And what you're supposed to do with a VWAP is you're supposed to open up a VWAP right at the breakout point, right? So we covered this on our members only stream. I opened up a VWAP. This was a few days ago. I opened it up just to kind of see, it's just another indicator that you can kind of work with. You can kind of see, this is on the VWAP. I believe it's on the high end, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's on the high end, right? So usually on the high end, it's going to give you where we're normally going to come up and hit our head. Now, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin's stopping. This just means, taking in all those factors, right? Because you can see this is broken out above the VWAP plenty of times, right? But as of late, this was the last time that it basically came up to test the top of this VWAP. And it looks like as of now, we have broken above it for now. So you can see. So next big spot for some resistance other than this moving average VWAP is going to be 105, 105.340. So let's see if we're actually going to break above that. Crazy times that we're in, guys. Crazy times. Ricky said we broke the VWAP, Gina. The VWAP is officially broken. What's going on, Meow? Meow said, what the hell, what the F happened with me? $100? Laughed my ass off. What do you mean? What happened with your $100? You took it, bro. Gina said she likes the hat. I think the hat is helping us pump, honestly. I think the hat's helping us pump. Last time I wore the hat, we had a little bit of a issue because I wore the hat and the market started coming down, right? So I wanted to break the stigma of this hat. So, excuse me. Israel, what's going on, bro? I said it's meme coin season, baby. Let's pull up some meme coins here. Let's do that. Meow saying 120 to 140 as a top. That kind of goes with what I've said. I said at the top of this, I think we're honestly, and I'm going to give conservative, right? I've always, you guys know I'm always going to be conservative, and I hope I'm wrong, right? But I've said I think this top of this run, right, is going to be, and I mean the top of this market, whether it be in the next few weeks, next month, or if it's at the end of this year, I think 130 is going to be around where we top out. That's what I've been calling for. So we'll see how that plays out. But that literally puts it right in between where you said 120 and 140. Bill, what's going on, brother? Meow said, I really hope my coins move once that happens. It will, bro. We haven't even, listen, we were just talking about this on Bitcoin's dominance. I mean, bro, think about this. We've seen, some nice movement in the alts, but we haven't even seen anything yet, guys. Anything. When we go back, if we look, I'm going to pull up the weekly real quick on dominance, right? And if we go back to, let's see here, 2021 and November was the top of the market for dominance. Let's see here. Watch dominance was probably the highest. Nope. Well, yep. So dominance, wow, that's crazy. Dominance, Ricky, you see this? At the top of meme coin season, I've never really looked at this. At the top of meme coin season, if you really look, this was 2020. We did drop down to about 60%, right? 60% for dominance. And that's when basically this right here, this week in November of 2021 was when all the alts absolutely topped out. Every freaking altcoin pretty much topped out. And that around that week right there. So you can see there was a massive God candle towards the downside, dropping from 67% down to 60%. So that was a massive drop. The point of what I'm getting to is we just witnessed a nice drop, but we haven't really seen anything yet. We're still holding this trend. I personally think that we need to at least get below this 60%. I've been calling that when we get to a massive altcoin season, I'm thinking it was going to be somewhere around 53%, somewhere around that 53% dominance level. It's a little questionable now just because of the ETFs. We have so much institutional money that is strictly into Bitcoin. Doesn't mean the alts aren't going to go crazy. You just have so much money that's literally focused on Bitcoin, right? So it's going to keep dominance pretty high up. But you have to also take in consideration from where 2021 was to where we're at right now, our market cap, we've already broken above our market cap on there, right? Because Bitcoin is at 105,000, right? So if you think about it, there's going to be still so much money that's going to flow in, and that's why people are giving out their predictions on market caps for the whole crypto space. I said personally, I think it's going to be somewhere around $6 trillion at the end of everything, right? Or we spike up to $6 trillion. Right now, we're at a $3.3 trillion market cap. The high of this has been around 3.4 so far. That's been the high as of the market cap. So I still do think that we have at least another trillion or two that are probably going to pour into Bitcoin, but also into alts as well. So so far, VWAP, Ricky, VWAP, trying to hold the ground here. Trying to hold the ground. So what I was saying earlier, guys, if you guys are just joining, make sure you guys slap that like. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I mean, look at the freaking market right now. We're in the green. It's Sunday. Hopefully you don't have to work, right? Hopefully you're thinking about exit plans from working. You see those memes when the markets start running, especially when we get into altcoin. You see those memes where they're like going into work. They're like, if my boss even says anything to me, I'm out, right? Because my altcoin's pumping. Stephanie said we're gonna hit 11 trillion. Bro, I hope I'm wrong and I hope you're right, dude. I really do. Listen, whenever you hear anything from me, like as far as predictions, I don't want to be on air giving out these crazy predictions. Like, even though I do believe, I don't disagree that we could easily get to 10, 11 trillion, right? I just personally, down the road, I want to make sure that at least I was wrong, but rightfully wrong. Like I was wrong, but good. I'm glad that I was wrong, but I'm always going to give kind of those conservative, predictions in regards to what I think. Jana said, make sure you guys slap those likes. We're not doing bad. Make sure you guys hit those likes. Bill said $250,000 Bitcoin a year from now. All right. Ricky said a lot of people are waiting for dominance to collapse before piling in. Possibly. Let's pull up some meme coins and just see what's going on here. Oops, wrong thing here. Man, I have like the driest cough in the world, so just bear with me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to clear my throat in the microphone. So nice little bounce off of me ladies, right? You can see support around that 49 that I pretty much been calling, right? This was resistance. Nice little support level as of now. Nice little bounce. I know a lot of people are a little upset with me lady because she hasn't really performed, like people were predicting. But I always tell you guys, it's always going to be the ones that you like write off and you're like, oh, screw that meme coin. And that meme coin ends up, gets listed on freaking Binance and runs up to like $40 billion, right? Not necessarily, but you understand what I'm saying. Myro, nice little move here. Didn't even come down to the support. We came down to about the 26. And yesterday I'm thinking, it's like we saw this drop in Myro. And I was like, man, I should double down on Myro and everything else. And I was like, let me just wait. Because I was thinking today, Sunday, given, the stock market and everything that's been going on with the credit and stuff like that, I was like, we'll probably see either a boring day tomorrow, which I'll have a chance to jump in, or it'll maybe, we'll see a red Sunday. And yeah, we're Bitcoin's always going to do what you think it's not going to do, right? In the markets. And today we're having a fantastic day. So Myro, nice little bounce from this bottom around the 2.6 cents, up about 23% as of the last few hours. So it looks good. We've looked at Pepe. Pepe's pointing to the sky, breaking above this trend line from the bottom on here. Pepe's up about 16%. Nice little move. Jasmy, even though this Jasmy isn't a meme coin, it was just right next on my list, so I'm going to pull it up. Nice support at around that 1.7 cent area. From the bottom on Jasmy, you can see a nice little move up about 12% on Jasmy. I'm telling you guys, Jasmy. I feel like, what was it? If you guys are familiar with the channel, we were like going crazy with Jasmy, like a few months ago. Excuse me. And it's kind of died down, right? Jasmy had this massive spike up. And it's kind of died down, but I'm telling you, she's gonna come roaring back. Jasmy's gonna break 10 cents out of nowhere. So this 0.8 cent right here is gonna be a freaking epic spot if anybody bought in. I mean, look at this. Excuse me. Look at this beautiful trend right here. Beautiful trend towards the upside. Finding support, like I said, around that 1.7 on Jasmy. She's looking fantastic. She looks good. She really does. Bunk. Not such a massive move, but I mean, still looks great. Nice little green candle for right now. Bitcoin right now at around 105.5 right now. We're going to pull Bitcoin back up. Bunk. Oh, I'm looking at the daily. I'm like, holy shit, Bunk's up 100% in like the last week. I mean, it's still up like crazy, but damn. From the bottom. In the last week, Bunk's up 100%. How is that possible? That's crazy. Let me see here. Oh, okay. This is the last 4 weeks. All right. Still a big move. Bitcoin. What is going on, guys? Are we getting, is there like anything going on, any news that you guys have seen? What is going on right now? Let's reload our Twitter. Let's go to the latest. Why Bitcoin's flipping ape shitting right now. Kathy Wood, CEO ARK Investment, has reaffirmed her prediction that Bitcoin could soar to 1.5 million by 2030. That'd be great. Bitcoin is pumping hard. It costs $105,000 for Bitcoin. Look at this. Oh my god, that's pretty dope. You guys can't say that's not dope. That is pretty dope. Ricky, Ricky, if Myro hits $1, you have to do that, bro, and film it. Craig, what's going on, bro? My B3 is pumping. I think everything is right now. Excuse me. Israel said get some Toshi. Excuse me. Troy said molecule to the moon. Gina, Win, and Mog. We'll pull that out. What are we at? 105.5 right now. Stephanie said memes are like lotto, but it's fun. Meme I bought. Cheems. Moonpig. Sorry. Toshi. Siren. Nacho. Sato. SPX 69. I know that was running. And Lucy for the cycle. Nice. Hell yeah. Ricky said he'll blow himself up. Yeah. This is going to be Ricky in like a month from now. In the Discord. He's just going to turn into one of those freaking Bitcoin millionaires. This will be Flip in his vault. We are absolutely ripping. We broke above that key level right there. I mean, this 105.3 I thought was going to give us some hell. We've just blew right past it. Something's going on. We got to do some investigation right now. And I'm running out of water and my throat's getting scratchy, guys. My throat is getting scratchy here. Meow said Billy's next target is at, what is it? 1.2 cents? Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Crypto Rover. Oh, okay. I don't like reading those advertisements. If you post this, I'll send you 1 Bitcoin. Bitcoin is breaking out. We saw this. Crypto an hour ago. Basically pointing out this nice little... I don't have it on this chart. Excuse me. My phone just went crazy. Siri. The biggest gainer right now on the chart is for like our list is Myro right now. Biggest mover right now is Myro. What do you guys have? What do you guys have as far as biggest movers? What do you guys have? I'm out of water officially, guys. I'm officially out of water. Pray for me. Excuse me. Bro. Something I keep saying keeps triggering Siri. Moodang. Alright, let's pull it up. Moodang. Is it one word or is it 2 words? Moodang. 44%, bro. Look at that. Look at that breakout above the whole fib retracement. Moodang. So Ricky, I'm looking at the fib. Looks like you guys broke above the 236. As of now, you broke above the 236. Nice little move towards the upside. If you guys can hold this 236, which is around 26.5 cents, you'll probably run up to all-time highs, which is somewhere around 34 cents as of now. So looks good. Looks good. What Billy's next target's at 1. Let's pull up Billy real quick. I know she was moving. Excuse me. Billy. Wait. Billy, you said 1.2 cents. I mean, so you're saying it's going to double? I mean, easily, right? Excuse me. Easily. I mean, we're at a $6 million market cap, so this thing could easily run up, right? I mean, you saw this crazy run. It basically ran up to about 1 cent already and got rejected. Nice little retracement, but it held some support at around that point, the 0.005. So we could see a massive spike. It doesn't take much for these meme coins, especially when you're talking about a $6 million market cap, for these things to just absolutely start ripping. So, excuse me. Myro's still number one. Still number one as far as on the chart. Turbo starting to run up, Flip. Stephanie said I bought Siren. Ricky said I don't talk enough about Punky. All right, bro, start bringing it up. We'll start having soul. We'll have straight up soul live streams about Punky the whole time. We'll just talk about it, right? Sheesh. Siren, are you talking about what is Siren on B&B? The only thing I would say about this is that's a massive move. I know it's down technically 15% for the day. That's a massive move where, I mean, somebody big sold, right? And you would probably imagine it's probably somebody that's in the dev team or somebody that has some kind of whale in this project. Obviously sold off a lot. So I would say it's a little nerve-wracking, in my opinion. I mean, the project's a nice sized project, $100 million market cap. You can see as of now, it found support at the 382. Which is technically, if I can move my mouse, it's around the 13.8 cent mark. So that's a massive move, a little questionable. And the other thing too is a potential double top, right? Is, you know, a little risky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would look at it as kind of like, So just be careful. Be careful. Not financial advice, but if I was up, I don't know, if I had bought back here, I probably would have already been out of the project. But if I was still holding, I'd be watching this like a hawk. Hopefully we can get back up to the 236 at around 16 cents. If it can break above, then you're good. If it's running up, hitting its head at the 236, you might see some movement down towards this 0.5 area, which is around the 12 cent mark. So keep an eye out on that. And I mean, as long as you're subscribed, you can, remind me in the chat. Next streams, we can bring it up. Old's in the house. What's going on, bro? Oh yeah, let's pull up Punky, because we obviously don't talk about Punky enough. All right, I'll pull up DNA, Gino. Let's pull up Punky, because we don't talk about Punky enough, apparently. Look at this fib retracement right here, Ricky. I'm gonna put it on our watch list. That's what it is. If I don't put it on the watch list, I usually just forget about the projects until you guys bring them up. So up 16%, $100 million market cap, not looking too bad. Nice little, obviously bottom right here, hitting its head at the 786 as of now, which is around that 23 cent mark as of now. So you can see that 786 is going to be probably a spot that you're going to need to retest multiple times, if not at least one more good time breaking above. While we're saying that, got to make sure to keep an eye out on Bitcoin here. If you guys are just joining, I have a little bit of a cough, so bear with me. The hat, everybody's liking the hat. We're thinking that the pump is because of the hat, right? Bitcoin has run up to 105.5 so far on this Sunday pump right now, morning time in the States, right? So remember, it's nighttime across the rest of the world, right? Europe, you go to Asia, it's freaking nighttime over there, in the middle of the night, and it's morning over here, depending on where you're at. So, Rosales said, "Crip, Punky over to every day." All right, we put it on the watch list. We're gonna be covering this tenfold every stream. I'm gonna start the stream off, not Bitcoin. We're talking about Punky the whole time. All right, just kidding. I'm just kidding, but it's on the watch list, so we'll pull it up. Gina, what'd you say now? You wanted to look at DNA. What's going on with that dinosaur? You guys haven't brought, look, fib retracement's all the way back there. We haven't brought up DNA in a while. And what's the other one? Excuse me, RNA. Do you guys ever get like a cold and you just want to know, like, who'd you get it from? Who is the son of a beep that gave you the freaking cold? Or am I the only crazy person that just wants to know? I'm not trying to go out and give anybody any harm or anything. I just want to know, who the hell did I come across that got me freaking sick? Sheesh. Just so I can at least point at him and be like, you got me sick. Why don't you stay at home if you're not feeling good, I guess I'm probably the only person that's like that. I get real dramatic. I'm not sick. I just have a freaking dry cough. It sucks. Rosales said, imagine Ethereum hits 2,700 tonight. Where is Ethereum right now? I mean, it's possible, bro. We're at what, 25.50 right now. So far, she's topped out at 27.8. Or I'm sorry, 2,730, right? So that's where she's topped out so far. So I mean, it wouldn't be out of the realm that she breaks up, at least getting close to that 27. I think this is it right here, guys. All jokes aside, reality, I think we're getting a beautiful pump right now. I think tonight, I said this at the beginning of the stream, the stock market flashed red right after the market closed. Futures, S&P dropped down about 1%, right? Obviously, we all know the story or what's going on. The U.S. credit was reduced as far as how basically it's almost like a credit score, right? It's like whenever you get, I don't know if you guys, I watch mine like daily, and if my shit drops for whatever reason, I'm like, why? What happened? Well, that's what happened for the U.S., right? Our credit score basically dropped slightly, and it doesn't look good, but I think it's going to be something that's probably going to get brushed off, most likely in the next coming week. The markets have been just too bullish, right? The markets have been just too bullish for something like this to derail anything, in my opinion. It would take a lot for the markets to really just jump out of this bullishness. Yeah, we're gonna have days where we're it's boring or we're down a little bit, but if you can see, looking at Bitcoin particularly, I mean, we have stayed in this consolidation area for what? We've been in this thing for now, I keep saying a week or two. I mean, okay, so it's only been 10 days. It's only been 10 days. It feels like we broke above 100,000. Wait a second here. On the 8th of May, it's only been 10 days. Oh my God. I felt like it's been 3 weeks already. It feels like it's been 3 weeks. It's only been literally a week and a half that we've been in this, this 100,000 plus range. But I mean, we've held above 100, right? Even on some scary times, we've held above 100. We're staying in this consolidation. We broke above as of today, right? Ricky, you see that VWAP. But it looks like really it was this area right here that I basically, remember before we even ran up, I said this is a big spot for some resistance, 105.345 right here. And you can see, yes, we broke above on a candlestick, but we came back. This is on the hourly, the second candle that we had. We basically hit our head on there for now. It doesn't mean that we're going to break, we're going to start just tumbling down or anything like that. But what I was getting to was that with the whole credit score, with the stock market, I think tomorrow the stock market is going to possibly open up in the red, potentially, right? I think there's higher chance of the stock market opening up in the red tomorrow. So we might see some outflows in the ETFs for Bitcoin. We might see, I think at the tomorrow 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the markets are going to be very volatile. But what I do think is tonight, we're probably going to see some of that volatility start. Futures is going to open up tonight, right? We're probably going to cover it on our members only stream later. But futures are going to open up. I'm very curious to see what's happening with that, because that's going to probably dictate what kind of Monday, at least, that we're going to have early Monday. So we'll see how it plays out. But for the most part, I think we need to just take it in that Bitcoin is having a nice breakout. We're well above that $100,000 mark now. And I mean, if you were to bet right now, do you think we're going to run up to 100 first or 110 first? I think we'd probably break to all-time highs first before we see 100,000 again. So that's my prediction. But like I said, expect a little bit of possible volatility tonight as the we get closer back into like Monday morning and stuff like that, just with how the market's closed on Friday. So Ricky said, I can imagine, or I can already hear Flip saying Trump effed up our credit. He's been actually doing really well, Flip. He's been just keeping to himself about all that political stuff. So shout out to Flip. Gina, on back over to DNA. Nice. I mean, it's up 10%, right? Market cap $1 million. So I mean, this thing has massive potential for a nice upward move. $23,000 volume is kind of throwing me off, a little low, but hopefully we can see a nice little run. What I would say is if this thing does have a nice little run, as of late, it has these spurts and then they sell off fast, right? So if you do get a chance where this thing does run up, I'm not giving out financial advice, but I don't know, I'd maybe take some profits. Maybe if this is a long term, reposition yourself. If you were to see these lower highs, the trend would be somewhere, if it runs up, probably somewhere around the 10 zeros in the 32 area would be a move that you probably will see if this thing runs up. So we'll see how it plays out. But for the most part, guys, the markets look absolutely fantastic today. Looks good. Feels good to be in the market, right? You can feel it. It's bullish right now. We have a lot of bullish stuff going on, across the board. So I think this run's going to continue. As of now, I don't see anything macro-wise for this week that's going to kind of derail anything other than what we just talked about, the whole credit thing. That I personally think, guys, with crypto alone, I wouldn't even be surprised if the stock market opens up in the red tomorrow and Bitcoin maybe gets hit a little bit and then it just continues. It's just like, bro, that's you guys. Stock market, you guys deal with that. We're on a pump. We're on a pump right now. Can you leave us alone? That's where I think we're going to be as far as that. And remember, if we continue to run, these alts are going to start they're going to start really opening up here. So we'll see how it plays out, guys. But that's pretty much it for today. For right now, we are going to have a members only stream later, guys. I want to open up, check out the futures for tomorrow. That's going to be a big thing. And also talk about what my plans are in regards to what I have, my trading strategies, my longs, my shorts, stuff like that going into tomorrow. So with that being said, guys, all the members, everybody that's in the green in the chat, I'll see each and every one of you guys later on. And what do you guys, should I bring the hat? I'm gonna take the hat off for tonight because I'm gonna put a suit on. We're gonna be serious, all right? We'll be serious. Just kidding. All right, guys, have a great Sunday. Seriously, enjoy yourselves. Right, the market's green. Enjoy yourselves. Hopefully, you're not working. You guys have a great day, and I'll see the members later, and I'll see everybody else. We're live all week. All week we're live. All right, guys. All right. See you later.